Hi, how are ya? It's me, obviously. I've got a short video today that I'm going to show you. It basically is just going to go over a new little bitty knitting machine that I picked up, and I wanted to let you see how it worked. We're going to ignore the bell in the background because, again, that's my dog. The machine I'm talking about is this. See? It's the Singer knitting machine. However, it is completely remodeled. And so I saw a review, Margaret Olander, sheepishly sharing. That's kind of hard to say, Margaret. Anyway, saw her review on this and decided that, well, what she said was that it would be good for a child, which obviously that's probably what it's made for, but it would also be good for someone that was making sock blanks, if you dye your own yarn, which I've started to do recently. So I decided, it's $19, okay? I have the big Addie that I just gotten. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is not the big Addie, it's not the little Addie. However, it's way better than I thought it would be for $19, and she thought so too. So after seeing her review, I decided to try to make a sock blank, because I've got some merino wool that I want to get done. And with a sock blank, of course, you want to do two so that they come out the same color. So I was pushing it a little bit, doing it with two, and I will say that I agree with her. You need something to hold it down because it doesn't have the clamps like the Addie does. It does, however, have some pretty good feet on it, and hers wobbled a little. This one doesn't. I don't know. It's just, the nature of the beast and the manufacturing. This one also seems to be considerably smoother than the one she had. Now, maybe she had an early one and they've made some improvements. But I say basically, all in all, it's what they did is they took the Addie Pro and made a very inexpensive Singer. I'm not even really sure how they got away with it, because I would say that looking at this, I mean, it has all of the features, even down to the little feeder. Oops, there. Yeah, feeder. And on the side, it has the button for, flat panel or in the round. I'd say, there may be a patent issue with this. I would think there was. I mean, gosh, every time you turn around, Apple is suing somebody for a patent issue on something that sort of looks like their iPhones. So, I mean, since this totally looks like the Addie, except for in a little more delicate format, I don't know. I think I'd have a problem with it. So anyway, I'm going to, I did a video a little while ago of making the sock blank, and I think it worked really well. I was really pleased with it, and I definitely would not spend $150 to $175 on the small Addie Pro if the only thing I wanted it for was to maybe make the occasional baby hat or make sock blanks, which, if I make 3 or 4, it's paid for itself. So anyway, I'm going to put that right here, and that's going to be all there is this time. So let me just say that you can find me on Instagram under Daisy Moonbeam. You can find me here, obviously, under Daisy Moonbeam. On Ravelry, I'm Daisymoonbeam-Deb, D-E-B-I. And let's see, is there any place I am? Any place else I am? Well, if you find me out of those places, I'm sure you can find me someplace else. Just look up Daisy Moonbeam on Google, and lots of things pop up. So I'm gonna go. I've got a party to go to later, and right this minute it's not raining. Also, I put a video up earlier yesterday after we had the 6-inch rain, 5.5 to 6-inch rain in 1 hour. I got out and drove around and became a tourist in my own neighborhood. And I made a video. I think I said on Instagram it was 3 minutes long, however it kind of expanded, and now it's 9 minutes long, but hey, or 12 minutes, but hey, it's 12 minutes. If you want to see what really was going on around here, fortunately it didn't go on at my house, but it did directly across the street, and you'll see that when I go into the park. That was kind of spooky too, but you know, I had a friend with me in my pocket, so you know, this is Texas, you know, so use your imagination. Anyway, that's going to be it for this week, and I hope that you like seeing how this little singer works, because I was impressed for $19, and I totally have no reason now to buy the Addy Pro. However, I will say it's not as smooth, obviously. It's a little less sturdy. I wouldn't say it's a whole lot less sturdy, but you know, $19 versus $150 to $170, you know. And so, you know, if you get it, you have to be prepared for that. But I'm going to keep it. I like it. I'm happy with it. And Monday, no, not Monday, because I'm making macarons with my sister. She's coming over, and we're going to learn to make macarons. So, if they're really good, we'll probably video some of that anyway. So, maybe Tuesday, I'll get around to dyeing this sock blank, which I've never done before. But I've also ordered some better dyes, some commercial dyes that are supposed to be in Monday. So, Tuesday should be a day of dyeing the yarn and playing with the sock blank, and I'll let you know how that goes. So we're still here, we're not floating away yet, and they tell us that we're going to have some good weather for at least 3 or 4 days. So that'll be good, because you know, my doors won't hardly even close. It's been so wet here. Did I ever tell you I hate Texas springs? I do. I hate them. I hate them. They are probably the only reason that I would consider moving out of Texas, and I've lived here all my life. So I will see you next time. I'll try to be back in a week or so. I try not to come unless I have something to say or something to show. And right now, that pair of socks that I was working on, if you follow me or have watched my previous videos, you'll know that I was very close to finishing on a pair of socks. Unfortunately, I didn't do it by pattern, so when I started, you know, at the cuff down. When I got to the toe, I'm kind of lost. I really don't know what to do. So, I'm afraid too, because I don't want to screw up the whole sock trying to figure out how to do a toe. The last pair I did was toe up, so this is new. Anyway, see you then, and you guys take care. Bye. Hi. I'm going to make a video on this new fashionable Singer knitting machine. It looks an awful lot like the small Addy, but price-wise, it's a big difference. It is a totally different design than what the original little Singer was. And I saw Margaret do a review on it, and she had, you know, some pretty good things to say about it. Obviously, it costs $19 right now from Amazon, but obviously for $19, it's not going to be the machine that the small Addy is. However, it, man, looks just like it. Here's the feed, you know, the needles, pretty much, but don't do that with them open. Pretty much the same. Seems pretty smooth. Now, the video that she did was really, you know, she had a little problem with it, but at the same time, she gave it pretty good marks. So, one of the things she said it, you know, was really good for, or she thought it would be good for, would be for sock blanks, which is basically all I really wanted a small one for. Hers was a little wobbly, but this one, pretty sturdy. pretty sturdy. It could use some, still, I agree with her, it could use some rubber on the bottom. In fact, I may put some on there to keep it from sliding. But I'm going to turn it around here and see if, in fact, I have some nitpicks right here. I have some nitpicks, superwash wool nylon fingering weight, which would be obviously what I wanted to make a sock, oh, whatever you call that, sock blank, I forget, out of. And this is 100 grams, so it should be enough to do a full sock. So I'm going to take this loose and get it ready to put on the machine, and let's see how it does. I've done one round with this with the yarn that came with it, and I have to say I was impressed for $19. Now, even though Margaret had an awful lot of starts and stops and starts and stops, she was still satisfied with what it did for the price and what she wanted it for. However, I didn't have that problem with the starts and stops. I may this time, and we'll see. But anyway, let's check it out and see how it works for me. Okay? Okay. I've taken the yarn and put it on the Swift and put it into a cake. What I want to do is, because I'm trying to make a sock blank, I need to feed 2 strands at once, and that may prove to be a problem. I've put it on a little baking mat here because I think it will make it a little sturdier. There's nothing to keep this from slipping, which I'll end up fixing that. I have cast on the same way that you do with the Addies. It looks right. It's in, you know, in and out and in and out and in and out. And then it does have the same little feeder, but a little more delicate as the Addie does. So we're ready to start. And that's just my yarn. I'm not going to do the whole thing obviously on here on the video, because it's going to be going in the center, and I'm going to need to put it on something where it can scoot out. But this is just to show you what we can, and I'm going to move it a little bit like this way, yeah. What we can do with a $19 machine. And don't forget, we're going to expect that it's going to give us a little trouble now and again. But like I said, on a sock blank, that's not going to be a problem. On the Addie, the first 3 needles are black, so you can tell where you started. And on this one, they were all the same color. So I took a little permanent marker and marked the top of the first 3 so I would know where my round started. So we're gonna go for it. Let's see what happens. Turn it. Now we expect it might be a little picky on the first round, which it is being. And don't forget, it's doing 2 instead of 1. And actually this is not as smooth as it was with the DK weight. But let's go ahead and see what it does. Okay, now we're back. And it should get a little easier. Let's see what it does. And kind of keep an eye on it. I did have one place on the first trial run with my DK that I'm pulling out more thread here, or yarn, thread, whatever, because you want to keep that nice and loose. Okay, I did have one place where it did skip a stitch. It looks like it's got a little something going on right here, so let me see if I can put that where it's supposed to be. Okay, I know you'll probably have to keep a better watch on this one. But again, like I said, now see there's, okay, well that's where we started, so that may be why there's a little issue there. But I think the biggest thing is keeping it in one place, honestly. It's kind of going pretty good right now, so I'm going to let go of the thread. Yeah, see, that's the thing, keeping it in place. I have to figure out some way to do that. And turn it and keep the yarn a little bit. So let's do this. I have to say that I think for a $19 machine, it's doing a very good job. The first round, even on the Addy, on the big Addy, I don't have the little one, but the first round, even on the big Addy, is a little iffy. So here we go. Now I'm not holding any tension on this thread or yarn because I'm having to hold it down, and I will definitely be doing something to fix that. Let me pull out more yarn because I don't want to have to hold it down, so I'll probably mount it onto something. But you know, even with that, if you can keep it in place, it seems to be doing a pretty nice job. And I'm thinking, not bad for $19. Like she said, it is obviously an improvement over the other thing. I'm having a problem keeping it in place. I'm left-handed, and that tends to sometimes gives me a little issue because for some reason the world insists on making everything compatible to right-handed people. Let me see something. If I turn this around where, you know, the winder, let's see, can you still see it? Yeah, okay, is better for me. Maybe I can hold the tension here and have better luck. Oh yeah, look at that. Now so far, yeah, there's a little snag here and there. But actually, so far, I mean, this is $19. And best I can see, it hasn't skipped a stitch yet. There's something happened there. But again, this is a sock blank, so do we really care that it, let me see, now this seems to have let go of something right there, but I don't think I'm going to worry too much about it. I think it may have dropped this. Let's see if I can get that back on there. Okay, I think it may have dropped that second thread. Remember, I'm working with two. I guess I'm just going to have to do it like this. It's actually more awkward the other way. So all in all, as you can see, for a $19 machine, if you are a yarn dyer and want to make sock blanks yourself, or I guess, you know, anything, I would think it would not, definitely would not handle anything thicker than, yeah, there's a spot there. That's where it didn't catch one of the threads. I'm not going to worry about it for what I'm doing. Since we're doing double threads, I'm really kind of, you know, putting it through its paces. I'm happy with it, and I don't think I have any reason to go ahead and buy the small Addy, since really all I wanted the small one for was a sock blank. And I'm not sure that I couldn't put this, you know, between my knees and steady it and it not be sturdier and work just fine. So I'm happy with it. It sells for $19 at this point. I got mine on Amazon after seeing Margaret Olender's sheepishly sharing video review on it, and I think I'm happy with it. So there you go. See you later. Well, it's been about 20 minutes, and I wanted to show you what I've got so far. Take these off. Now remember, this setup is not perfect because it has nowhere to go, and it wasn't tied down, so I was having to hold on to it and couldn't help with the tensioning at all. But I have to say, for 15 minutes work, this looked pretty good to me. There are a couple of tension issues, but again, I wasn't being able to hold on to the yarn at all. And there's a couple of places where it skipped a stitch, but we are putting 2 strands through at a time, and they're twisted because like I said, I'm just not really in the good position to do this. But I had, you know, hey, for a sock blank, there's nothing wrong with that, and it's 15 minutes work. Now I'm not done, but I'm going to stop now because I've got a party to go to tonight and there's other things. Anyway, I say, along with Margaret, that this is definitely for a child. It would be a good deal, or for a yarn dyer, particularly if you're going to be using DK or lighter. This is fingering, and this is the merino wool, so it's really good, soft stuff. And if you got it set up where your work can drop down, and you can tie it down some way to whatever it's sitting on by the legs, help it with the tension, I'm thinking this is totally, absolutely, perfectly acceptable for $19. And I see no reason, since all I really wanted it to do was work for sock blanks and maybe the occasional baby hat, but who knows. Anyway, I'm happy. I recommend it for $19. I don't see how you can beat the price. Okay, see you later.